Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to a very critical match in the first stage of the League of Dracula. This is a Group A match in the first stage between Randiv playing as the Hunters and Spencer Wolfhart playing as Dracula. And alongside me for such an epic occasion I have Rossco. Hello Rossco.
Hello.
And also alongside us, we've got Arukimania. Some of you who are regular viewers of the channel will know Arukimania from our epic adventures with Strider and Rossco. Hi, Arukimania.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be back on the channel.
It's been a while. Yeah, welcome back. Yep, so Aruk's not competing in the tournament, but got roped into being on Strider's live stream a couple nights ago, but by the time you see this. And we were like, yep, we like the cut of his jib, let's get him on. And you two, because I've been having to deal with some technical issues being tournament organizer, you've been watching this little, start of the game. Anything of note for the viewers?
No misdirect played. Jonathan Harker was drawn on the first day and is the ally. He's got hired scouts just now. So nothing out of the ordinary other than he hasn't misdirected the first day.
Okay, interesting. Maybe he forgot, or maybe it's intentional.
Well, Aruk and I were just talking about that. Yeah, we were saying it was some games you don't get. If you don't get the papers, when I used to start playing it before I watched Quincy's videos, I never bothered misdirecting the first day because I just assumed you'd get found. And to me, I could layer it, and it would be more important to do that and have misdirect available when I am found, rather than. I mean, yes, you can delay it by 1 day, but depending where you start, where the hunters are, and then it just sort of became that everyone sort of start misdirecting on the third day, and that's it. So there are advantages to both, and especially the way these games are, where there's been a lot of hired scouts drawn in the first week, but not necessarily newspapers. And the misdirect obviously plays well. For this sort of thing, yeah. Jonathan will find it on the 6th day, but again, the 6th day is Drac plenty of time to lay a trail.
Yeah, or you might try to combine the misdirect with a wolf form, perhaps, where you wolf form where you misdirect where you wolf form from, for example. I mean, the fact that you got Harker in play, maybe you said Jonathan Harker's in play.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, because it started with a conversation about how Jonathan Harker being in play sort of incentivizes the misdirect, but it hasn't happened. So that's sort of the thing that's remarkable to me, anyway.
Okay, my game's bugged. It's showing Sister Agatha. Clearly, Rossco has hacked into the Nomad servers and just got Aggie there since he loves her so much. He was just like, "Yep, get her in." Even if it's Jonathan Harker, it's Aggie.
Oh, I mean, I'm as happy as a pig in shit because Sue's got wax cylinders as well, so it's top tier fun all around.
God.
You should never have given away that secret password, Scot-sword.
Any of us could have won the tournament.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm not in it. I'm not in it anymore. So whoever wins it this year has to win it properly.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're just selling the clues like on the dark web. It's like if you want to win this game, it'll be $100.
Funding the wedding. Anyway, yeah, that's interesting.
Like all those FBI cryptograms or whatever, the images with embedded data that you have to dig through.
I think with this though, and we all know what Spencer's like, he does love his layers. I think that's probably why he doesn't want to misdirect, because he will just layer up, and he's very effective at using layers. So for him, he's going to get a layer straight away.
Yeah,
which for him is more important.
Yeah, so it could set up a very, very powerful layer location for later in the game, or just it improves his encounter economy, which is, we had a whole conversation with, the recording with Akajik last night while we're watching the Captain Gyro Burke Marley match. We're all talking about, encounter economy and all this sort of thing. So yeah, just, there are merits to it, certainly. I
don't know if you joined in time, Scot-sword, but Higher Scouts was played in Galway and Valona were searched.
Just called that, yeah. So there's no Athens start going on, but then it'd be weird for a first location, I suppose.
No island start, which has been popular in a couple of games.
That's true. Yeah, there's been quite a lot of shenanigans with people starting in like Ireland or southern Italy, or I think Parajo did one where it was Athens and Valona, and then went to Adriatic and then wolf formed.
Yes.
So there's quite a lot. There's a lot of then uncertainty about where you are then. Or you could fake it. You go somewhere like, I don't know, Toulouse and Marseille, and you do it to pretend it's Ireland, and then you wolf form somewhere else. But yeah, intriguing. Do you want to know a little bit of the gossip from this group in terms of what this match means?
Oh well.
And what's at stake here?
What's at stake? Hey, the stakes are high, you might say. We've done that joke most times before. So obviously, these are the two seeded players in the group, quote unquote, because apparently in this tournament that doesn't matter. The newcomers are just not caring about that.
Oh yeah.
So Captain Gyro is top of the league. As of last Sunday, Randiv was 1 win behind him, but since then, Gyro, spoiler alert, beat Burke Marley, but he's also told me that he played Spencer today and he lost to Spencer.
Oh, okay.
So Gyro is now 2 games more, I think 2 games ahead of Randiv in terms of games played, and then he's only, is he 2 wins now? Or maybe it must be 3 games ahead now. Oh, I can't do basic maths in my head, that's terrible. He's played 2 more games and he's 2 wins clear. Yeah. So this is key for Randiv, because Randiv's going to play Gyro next week. He has to beat Spencer here, and to try and capitalize. And he knows. I don't know if Randiv knows that Spencer beat Captain Gyro, but Randiv definitely knows that Gyro beat Burke Marley because he was watching that game. He was spectating. So Spencer, on the other hand, he's fighting for third, but I think maybe results have maybe gone his way a little bit. And he always had games in hand over Burke Marley anyway. So I think he's just trying to make sure he secures that qualification spot. But if Randiv starts faltering and if Spencer's now hitting a little bit of form, that could be a battle for second. This is the one group where first play the person who's in first doesn't have a huge advantage, because the IDS between, even though Randiv had lost a game when we saw the results on Sunday, Gyro was 5-0 and Randiv was 4 out of 5 wins. The IDS was very, very similar. So you can't rely on IDS carrying you. You could easily then swing into Randiv's favour. So yeah, this is very close. And it's just intriguing anyway, the fact we got Spencer, who we know from the European League. You know, he played very well that time. Randiv came third in the American League, almost got into the final league of the League of Dracula last year, but then lost out on just IDS, so yeah.
Spencer needs to do some to get his ITS is a lot less than first and second, so he'll have to try and reduce that somewhat as well, especially if all the games start being close at the end. That's going to come down to the IDS.
Yeah.
He's on minus 18 as at Sunday, where obviously Gyro and Randiv are 48 and 43.
Yeah, it's quite a big.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. But then, you know, all it takes is if he can beat Randiv here by, say, 10 points, that's then Randiv's losing 10, but Spencer's gaining 10, so then it does close up quite a bit. But yeah, because Spencer only played 3 games as of last Sunday, because the one he was supposed to play didn't get played. So his only win was quite a close one, and then he had like 2 defeats, which I think were quite hefty. So yeah, that's just why his IDS is a little bit hit, but if he gets into a run of form, then he can easily catch up. Yeah. Intriguing.
Yeah, sounds like some crucial games, and it's tricky too because of the way that, you know, people's schedules, naturally it's hard enough to align them anyway. So you get some people who've played more games than others, and you never quite know how the results are going to shake out, even if you're looking at what looks like a bad start or a great start.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's always the pressure as well that as the games go on and the timeline becomes shorter and shorter to actually qualify for the cutoff, you then naturally the games become a bit more tense perhaps than they would have been when you're playing your first or second. So therefore it's more about, can the players hold their mental stamina to ensure their focus on the game and don't throw anything away with a silly mistake or a kind of loss of focus halfway through. So it's amazing how a game can induce so much anxiety in people.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, just this game by itself, when I play it, especially as Dracula, like, every single time the game ends, my heart is, like, pounding a mile a minute. It's crazy. And then to add on top of that, like, oh, this one's going to knock me out of the tournament if I don't win it, you know? It's just a whole other level of stress.
He has done his misdirect, so he's obviously, again, no paper's been revealed. He's he's done this, obviously, Harker will kick in next, so that saves him an extra day.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But again, if papers are drawn today, kind of may as well have just kept that blank. So
I guess
7 Dracula events on top.
Yeah, there is a lot. Yeah, a lot of Dracula events. I mean, I guess he's doing it because maybe he thought, if I get discovered by a newspaper, say day 2 or day 3, then I can maybe adapt my plan. But maybe he's committed so far into a certain trail that he wants that now it'd be disadvantageous to him if he was discovered early, or like, you know, if he's discovered today. He needs that extra day to get him to where he needs to be, and I can get that. It depends on where he started. Until we see where he started, we're not going to be able to evaluate this decision. Oh, never mind.
There they are.
The devil.
Oh, well. Oh,
interesting.
Yeah. So has he? What has he done?
A Barry with a rumour.
But that means then he couldn't have gone back to Naples. He must have started in Naples then, if that's the case. But he's not He's not misdirected to go back to Naples. He's in Genoa now. Huh.
Genoa or Venice.
Yeah.
You'd imagine. Yeah, I mean, it's only if the 2 hunters on Vienna have got 2 yellows, they could be on them, but.
Do they want to, though? Are they equipped? Obviously, because Gadami's made his moves, so Mina doesn't want to go down her own unless she has like an escape route. Well, she has excellent weather. Maybe just go to Venice and try to then escape. Excellent weather over to Bari. Because that way you can avoid all of this crap that he's laid down. Like through if he's got bats or other vampires and things guarding this, or spies or things, you know, he can avoid that. If he's got a stake already, you just have to guarantee to get onto the space, and then you're fine. There's no hide protecting this vampire, seemingly.
This would be a good time for a ruse. You've got nothing on there, but you put a rumour down. It's fog.
Right.
You trap it with the fog, and then Rome matures, and you get at least 4 points and clear the trail.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. And the fact that they're having to burn excellent weather to get there, that then makes other moves later in the game, like a move to the UK or whatever, more viable, or Cagliari, you know, more viable, because you're not going to have hunters, double hunters jumping on you with excellent weather. Nothing unusual in the discard part either. Holy Bull, nothing to scream about, just normal stuff.
A lot of Drac cards, yeah. I mean, if there's a hoax in there, then it would be problematic.
Yeah, that's 8 out of 20. So, yeah, that's a little bit worse than normal odds, yeah. Not too much, though.
No.
But then the fact that one of them was Harker, which is still appearing as Sister Agatha for me, and the other one was a newspaper report. You know what I mean? He's not holding a lot of things. He's got 2 each. 2 on Ganami, 2 on Sword, 1 on Van Helsing, 3 on Mina, but 1's the excellent weather that we can see. That make. Oh, okay. I thought. Okay.
We give her a weapon if she is going to hit Barry, just to help her out if it is a vamp, if she can't get an escape.
Makes sense.
Of course, you could have gone the other way. You could have gone Barry, Naples. And she lands in Barry, wastes the time, and then Naples still goes Naples, Rome.
Yeah.
Assuming it's Barry, but that would then, that would be a better outcome for Dracula. She wastes an excellent weather, lands on the misdirect, and then she has to go to Naples, which then could be delayed or something. So,
but the fact she found it a day early means that she can go to Venice and excellent weather, and then she still has an extra day to move. I think.
She could get but it just be again it burns it without.
Oh no, she won't actually. That's not true. No, never mind. It's still the same timing because she didn't move for some reason. He's prioritized. If she'd moved to Venice now, then if it was Naples, he'd have an extra day to deal with it.
It looks like this trade is why.
Yeah, maybe 2 horses, or she got holy bullets now.
Oh, so no stake. Oh, interesting. So she's going to get Dami in the stake. That doesn't. If you got excellent weather, I probably wouldn't do that. But maybe just things like Gadami can just tank his way through all this. Maybe there's a chartered carriage or something?
Yeah. The problem is, again, with a charter carriage for Vienna is not the most efficient. It only gets you to Florence.
One,
If you can
two,
get
three.
down.
Nope. Get to Rome.
1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, no, I beg your pardon, Rome. Yeah.
But still, if a Rome is bats, and you get punted,
Yeah.
then you can never stop this vampire. Then, assuming he is a vampire, or if it's a hoax, that's still great because there's quite a lot of Dracula cards. You'll be pretty unlucky if you don't get something decent out of all that.
Here's a Van Helsing trade with Mina.
Probably to free up stuff because she's full of events. So you kind of want them more or less. You don't want a hunter who's supplying still, full of events, because you have to ditch events, and that's not what you want. You want to try and excellent weather's gone.
Take excellent weather, give it to Godalming, and he'll probably then, if he's taking the stake, he'll give it to him to then just go to Barry.
But it's gonna be too late. He's not gonna get there in time. Because you know what I mean.
He moves tomorrow to 57, and then on the Friday, excellent weather's to Barry and lands there.
Yeah.
So you'll land there on the last day, but you'll get there.
Imagine if it was Naples.
Well, yeah, that's it. Oh, that will. The good thing is that will reveal before he moves.
Wow. Yeah. But if it is Naples and you can't do anything about it, though, that's the thing.
If he's ordering 57, you either got to guess 25 or 57, but.
See, then you just have to then chase Dracula. You can't stop this from maturing then.
That chartered carriage work from Venice?
Yeah, chartered carriage to Naples would work from Venice, not to Bari. If you're going to charter carriage to Bari, you need to do it from Genoa, which, yeah, the rails are really awkward because it's only a road between Rome and Bari. There's no rail, so railing through Italy is really inefficient.
I think that was one of the on your game last night, Aruk, with Strider. With that, there was a thing about, he was saying, where is it? Is he in Rome or is he in Bari? And I think he'd said you can't get across from there, and because then Strider wasn't reading the live chat, because I put a note in saying the only road between Rome and Bari. I think he worked it out himself, and then he went, yeah, that's right. You can only get, but yeah, and I mean the road between 45 and 40. It's almost invisible on this map.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, I said, I know there's one, and I forget where, right? I knew there's one location that doubled up down in Italy. And when I mentioned that, he was like, oh, yeah, that's right. So he could be in 40 or 50, or not 55.
It's... Why it's so faint?
I don't know, and that's definitely something that I just you can see it, but you have to really sort of stretch to look at. I don't know why. Because on the physical board game, it's not like that.
Oh no, they're all very blatant. Yeah, I mean, even in Spain as well with the background. If you look at a road between Santander and Zaragoza, if you just quick look at it, you can't really, it's not the most opaque. So
it must be a killer for colorblind people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because red yellow.
Yeah,
not a great combo.
Yeah, and red green. That's just not. France is nicer, weirdly, because just that background is dark enough. But yeah, Spain's not great. You just have to learn the board. You just have to study the little map that Dracula gets with the physical edition, and just study it, and then you just know it. I love the map. Yeah,
it's a great little feature when I got the board game. I'm like, because that way you're not fucking leaning over the table, looking at a location, and then kind of going, right, so Ross is looking at the UK, right? He's obviously, you've got your own secret one you can look at. It was such a good touch. I loved it.
Of all the things that I do, in the community, we do often complain that there are aspects of the rules which are very poorly written and a lot of ambiguity, because there's so many interactions, and you need a rules reference that's double the size to actually incorporate things properly. But the fact that they put the fort to give you a little map for Dracula, it's so cool.
It's great.
Yeah.
I haven't spent a lot of time looking at it because I basically never played Dracula on the physical edition. But I know that there are other games that are more focused on the hidden movement aspect. There's 2 versions of the game that's very similar, and I always get it mixed up. But I want to say it's Letters to Whitechapel.
Yeah.
And they've got the one version that the players look at, and then the version that the player who's being Jack the Ripper, who needs to move secretly, gets. is deliberately designed to make it easier for Jack the Ripper to see certain connections that are less
Yeah.
obvious on the main board. So you actually get a little bit of an advantage by the fact that you've got your own little pop-out map, besides the fact that you don't have to just like get up and stare down at the board.
It's a beautiful touch, that, and very thematic, because obviously Jack the Ripper knows all the alleyways in London, so he knew all the secret back alley where the police chased have to traditionally are just kind of, running past them. So I thought that was another nice little touch. It's like, here you go, you can slip back here and hit through the back alleys. I thought that was a really good touch.
That's awesome.
Right.
I'll have to look up that game. I've seen people on Board Game Geek posting about it. That's awesome. It's just nice when game designers just think about the experience of the players. It's so cool. I don't really in terms of the digital edition of here, I realize when you first look at it, you're like, ugh, what's this? But then you get used to it eventually, and you just your eyes just accustomed to it. But I was really nice over the summer. I didn't play it, but I just got the board out because I haven't got it with me here. I got the board out and I just opened up the map, and I was like, oh, you beauty.
It's really good.
It's like the beginning of the Lord of the Rings, where they've got that nice illustrated map of Middle Earth. Just fires people's imaginations.
Yes.
There was an Enraged at the bottom of the deck. Not the most powerful card, but we've seen in this tournament so far cards that we would consider traditionally weak cards, like Nocturnal Visit, for example, and Roadblock have actually been a little bit MVP.
Yeah, that Fangs of Fire match, I think that was something to watch.
Absolutely. Very well used as well, to realize, that's the win condition, and I'm going to do this. Very good. Yeah. Oh, what's that?
I was
Money Trail. Why'd you reveal Money Trail? Unless you got Consecrated Ground and Renewed Vigor.
Yeah. Might have been just a forced tough choice.
Maybe.
So Godalming needs to have chartered carriers to deal with Barry.
Yeah.
He won't get there in time. But he's ruled out he's gone to Genoa. He hasn't wolf formed yet, so he has gone Florence 57.
Unless
then he's either in Milan or Munich, or he's hidden in one of them.
They had wax cylinders, I think it was a no. He could also Sense of Emergency could also work, and that would give you the option to go to either. So
Jonathan Harker's going to reveal, so that would be possibly better.
Yeah, there's no guessing here. He doesn't have to guess where he is. Where is Barry? Okay. But you could easily get that 50-50 wrong, and do I really want to spend this expensive movement card to guess a 50-50 choice? But in this case, it worked out. But then if he deals with Barry, how's he going to deal with everything else behind it?
None of the hunters, no other hunters are backing up yet, and Mina's now risking being by herself because we know Spence is aggressive as well. You might look at it and say, Mina potentially could jump on Dracula inadvertently. That can be.
Especially that he's revealing holy bullets, which again is why would you reveal an item which screams that you've got a gun and you'll just do everything to stop you from using it, unless it's a whole bluff and he doesn't have gun, he has 2 knives or something. But even then, he's going to use strength and mesmerize against that. I guess he has 2. Unless you have is that the way you hide 2 heavenly hosts if you've got a holy bullet showing?
Well,
could be the secret play that no one's anticipated yet.
He has got charred. He does do that. Yeah, remember we've played games with Scott with Spencer, and he does have Mina holds the heavenly host. He does obviously he's not hunters here, but when he's playing hunters, he does have heavenly host on Mina. I mean, it's risky because all you do is you land on rules or bodyguards and that's it. But
yeah, unless she's got another weapon to back it up, right? But
we know here she's got bullets and a BR3 because she hasn't got fast horses. So travel, he's obviously not concerned about that.
I'll also say about Randiv. I don't know what he's been like in this tournament because I think this is the first game of Randiv I've seen. It's been a bit just with scheduling. I haven't watched any of his games. That's why I was kind of oh, thank God I can actually watch a Randiv game. But in other games that we've played, he doesn't play combat conventionally. The whole thing of hunters, we're going to just punch, dodge, escape, and run away and stake and all that stuff. He will take the fight to vampires. and that
Yeah,
it might catch Spencer off. But the fact that Spencer was in the same league as him last year, or with the same group when we did the League of Dracula last year, Spencer might be wise to his shenanigans. We'll have to see.
Spencer does like to attack his Drac. He doesn't, he's quite happy to risk losing 3 health to kill a hunter, which is always exciting. You get two. If you've got a hunter and a Drac player that are both like just going at it, hammer and tong, then you're like, right, well, this is going to end bad for one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
more
what I was
exciting.
thinking. Is if you have 2 aggressive players play each other, it could be a very exciting game, very swingy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, they cancel each other out and it's a bore fest.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
if you have to
somehow.
succumb? What if you have to succumb to make this exciting?
Yeah. They just constantly play offensive cards and it ends in a bloodbath and Dracula dies in the most pathetic way possible.
Mina, what are you? Yeah, see, that's a problem. But yeah. But if you assume he's, hang on, he could be a he is and a hide,
Oh.
double vamps.
I did wonder.
vamps.
I didn't say it out loud, but I did wonder if he was going to be there. But I didn't expect to hide. Oh, and the fact he didn't. The wax cylinders doesn't matter because he. Ah.
It's good. He's got the. Okay, so what?
Well,
Yeah, that's exactly the scenario you were describing.
And this is good
And
though,
it's
because with wolves,
Yeah,
it
go
will
ahead.
actually reveal does he have guns or is this all a big bluff?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Oh.
He's
Wow.
gonna have he's gonna have a,
She
so she's got a
does.
rifle,
He does
Okay.
have a gun.
But that means. What else does
heavily
she?
host.
What else does she have? That's the question.
So
Oh.
reckless. Has he got
Oh.
an escape route?
Escape route.
That's something.
Heroic leap. But then if the vampire does 2 damage, he can't. Well, he can use heroic leap obviously, but then she would die for it. Oof, and lose money trail. Van Helsing can't. Van Helsing at sea can't trade before this fight.
And ambush maybe.
Maybe.
Could be.
Yeah.
Ambush would be quite useful because if he doesn't strength, you play your rifle, you do your holy bullets, then you got holy circle, and that's it. You're like, there's 5 damage. Bye bye.
But you want to use the holy bullets on Dracula, right? Oh man.
Maybe that's what this all this thinking is about.
Yeah.
Because you could do. I mean, if you don't use it here, and the reckless does at least even 3 or 4 damage, you don't want to be going into face Drac at 4 because that's just it's a claws away. Albeit she's got a rifle, but you don't know what else.
Oh.
Okay,
Going
he's
for
good.
it.
Wow, playing the planned ambush in this combat. Why would you reveal money trail not planned ambush? Maybe just thought he was going to have to play it, but you wanted it to be a surprise.
This is
This
so
is-
let's see. So she has so she has got 2 weapons. So we know that.
Could be
I'll say on this
could
is-
be 2 guns.
Yep.
It could be a knife and a gun. I guess if you have 2 guns, you don't want to reveal that you've got 2 guns from the walls. You only want to show one of them. But that means he probably has another. Well, would he have a? Oh, if you have a pistol rifle, which one do you show? Sure, you don't. Oh.
With this, he's betting on if Dracula doesn't play Mesmerize, and it's something that's not too major damage, you just then escape as your choice and get out of this match. You don't reveal anything to Dracula.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you give away the 1 point and take 2 damage, or do you dodge in the hope that then you don't do something else later, or do you just kill the vampire now, and you lost your holy bullets?
Well, yeah.
Unless she has lucky find, so then she can get her 3rd combat item. And you're down 2 health still. Oh.
That's probably especially the order as well, because Van Helsing can't send her anything over now before the fight if he has anything useful.
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
Okay, guys, quickly, what would... Oh, here we go. Right, he's gonna... All right. Oh, he's dodging. Okay. I guess you know there's one fang's gone.
Yeah, just banking on the fact that he might not get another one, and he might be forced to play a strength now, and you just escape from it.
Yeah.
If your intention is to kill the vampire, then you just do it, that turn. You can take 2 damage
Yeah.
for and give up a point, but at least you killed the vampire. Whereas now, Dracula could just play strength, so you just never get to kill it.
But the card that was swapped out was an escape, so...
Oh. Oh wow, it all ended up
Yep.
the same. Okay, well, it's a point for Drac. And now Mina is more vulnerable. Not in kill range yet, but... Maybe
Well,
it's
he
happening.
revealing the other weapon, so that's fine. But again, he could have... That was the first move he did. You could have just escaped on day 1, kept your plan damage for Drac, but
Yeah.
wasn't to know that.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about using planned ambush on a vampire like that.
Not when you're facing Drac. Not straight after.
No,
Keep that now. 'Cause
But then if this combat goes really well and he gets the holy bullets off and then gets out without, Dracula healing up again or taking too much damage, I mean, maybe it's worth it. Maybe he did play it the right way around.
and remember, Scot-sword, your Aggie's not real.
Oh, yeah, that's actually true. Oh, she's not here. It's fine. When Jonathan Harker triggered, it must have flipped it to the correct ally.
Oh, is it? Right, good.
Yeah. So no Aggie.
Phil is like just checking. He's like looking over Mina's shoulders, like, "Have you got that? Oh, she's not here. Ah, come to me, my love."
Just imagine Mina being like, "Oh no, this has all been a terrible misunderstanding."
Yeah. I didn't mean what I said about you.
She walks into the combat confidently with Aggie, and then Aggie just sort of like disappears like it's a ghost, and just disappears. I was like,
Her,
where have you going?
face. Jonathan Harker pulls off that like Mission Impossible face.
Yeah.
It was Jenkins, the caretaker, all along. Jeepers. It's like there's, I don't know if you watched Scary Movie 2, where they do the first scene is a parody of The Exorcist. And James Wood comes in as a priest, and the kid starts like, nah. And he comes in all confident, and he just goes, fuck that. Just runs away. So yeah, that's pretty much the reaction most people would have.
See, normally most people would be really happy to have their husband alongside them in battle, but in this game, Jonathan Harker's absolutely useless.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Oh, right.
He's got traumatized so much. It's just like, I'm staying at home.
I'll send you my correspondence so you know where Dracula is.
I think he's. Did you select a card? I think a decision on this. I think maybe he's.
I mean, if he does get this wrong, then he's going to lose 2 events. One of which is definitely Money Trail, which is a very powerful event, and he's giving up points. Ooh, and then Italy has to be dealt with, and Dracula can go wherever he wants. He hasn't wolf formed yet. Ooh, yeah, this is kind of scary. Even as very early on.
I think I would just throw an escape down just to try and get out of here.
Yeah, you'd feel bad if you miss the opportunity to escape. But then if you get mesmerized...
Well, that's it. I mean, yeah. But if I was Drac,
worse.
Yeah, if I was Drac and I had strength, I would just play that now, regardless, because.
Because you think Mina's going to punch. Oh. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Or
well.
That. Right,
wow. That's that then.
All that thinking paid off.
Yeah.
Cancelled the mesmerize, so that helps her as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Drac knows what she has. That's the only thing. So you can start to navigate around this. If you play this correctly and you get the right cards, you can still kill her.
Well, that second point is the key thing, right? Dracula knows what he's got, but might have just the worst hand imaginable. That's now Randiv using Heavenly Host against Spencer. This is the whole switcheroo.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Maybe Godalming had 2 Heavenly Hosts, and that's why he traded one to her.
Possibly, yeah, very possibly, because he often does end up with them because he just supplies so much. He's just so likely. I never like having Heavenly Host on Mina because it's such a liability, even more so. But it's just like, maybe you just have to go for it. Just say, well, Mina would never carry Heavenly Host. That's ridiculous, and then you do actually have it.
Well, if she gets away for this battle, then it's been an advantage having it on her. It's risky.
And Dracula would normally fine first round like that because he's not going to heal from it. It's only if he thinks he's going to play Heavenly Host, but why would Mina ever play Heavenly Host? And then she plays Rifle and does 5 damage to you. You'd feel pretty silly for it. I mean, he doesn't have fangs. Here we go. Oh.
Yeah, you never know what Dracula has.
Whoa.
Wow.
Well, that went pretty well.
Played hunters.
Yeah, that
was
was
a
a-
very good outcome.
Plotting
Yep.
would have been. Oh, he must have had a shit hand, but like plotting would have been awful had he punched or played rifle.
Yeah.
That was not good. That was not a good counterplay. I guess if you played plotting and you get hit by the rifle, you can just then kill Mina afterwards, right?
Well, I can see his point because you might be thinking that she's going to dodge round 2, thinking I'm going to play fags or something to heal. Then you get the plotting, and then you're guaranteed 2 more damage on her.
Godalming didn't search Bari. He night
Yeah, that was
supplied.
Night supply.
Well, that's
Did-
a waste of a charter charge.
Did he mean to do that? I don't think he did. Ooh, yikes. Ooh. I mean, the advantage is if they do let it go, they can. The trail's wiped.
I guess though he does have excellent weather, so he could jump back up to 57 and pretty much be on Drax's tail. But he could still join the fight, couldn't he? So.
Yeah, interesting. Well, if Dracula heads east, he can head across to 55 to intercept. You just take. Oh, dude, just deal with the vampire, surely. At least say 7 points. If you give up 4 from the one after it, then okay, but. I don't know if he meant that, but maybe he did.
Yeah. 7 is quite a lot.
Her night supply makes sense. She was down an item and she's relatively healthy. I mean, Dracula's not going to feed here when there's a risk of, potentially 3 hunters jumping on you with renewed vigor, if they do have renewed vigor. I've not been watching the prompts if they do have it.
Maybe Barry Mature is the right move because it burns the other 3, which means that he can't then lay layers down. You don't have to worry about layers in Italy. And then you can just work your way back out of there.
Then he's up to 8 points. I don't know. I don't know. Oh.
I mean, if he's got a stake and he's misclicked, then evidently that's been the issue. Because you would, if you had a stake, you would just search.
Well, he must have a stake because Mina had it and it got traded and it's not in the
And it
discard
got
pile.
traded out.
Yeah.
So-
Awesome. Oh, hang on. Here's the comment. In freeze. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yikes.
That's unfortunate. But
That's
it's the
very
first week,
unfortunate.
first week, so not to stress too much.
Yeah, I forgot to stake. Yep. I mean, Dracula won't be complaining. He's going to get 8 points out of this, assuming this is actually a vampire. Imagine he did get the Enraged. He could have cancelled the Heavenly Host with the Mesmerize. So it might not be actually be a
that would have
vampire. Oh, the bluffs. I mean, Hoax would. I mean, I don't know. 8 points would be great, but Hoax would be great too.
That's true. There have been a lot of Dracula discards.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we're going to find out.
The trail in Italy still has to be.
Oh.
Florence has been read.
Wait, no. He's not going to wolf form into Florence, is he?
Oh, that's not one of the CG bottlenecks.
But the LB can't die because of Heavenly Host in the discard pile. But then he could be forced to move into Godalming.
Oh yes, yeah, that's true.
I don't think he's wolf into Florence, but I think he's doing it, just to make Randiv think that it might be Florence.
Yeah, he's got his misdirect back now, so it's all.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And
been,
And the fact that it matured. If the thing in Barry's not going to mature, then you wouldn't do that. But as soon as I saw the mystery, I was like, right, that's maturing. And it's a vampire.
Well, now I think if I was Godalming, I would excellent weather to 57, and then I would deal with 38, and then allow the other 3 hunters to start kind of sorting around what they have, because he's got a stake on there. The idea is trying to find out where he's will form 2 now.
Who's got horses? Who has horses? Has any horses been revealed yet?
I don't know.
Nobody's
I don't
moved by
remember
horse
seeing
yet.
them revealed. Yeah.
So maybe that's the problem in all this. Maybe he doesn't have horses.
Could
I
be.
wonder, and I wonder if Spencer's clocked onto that. Do you hear the UI? Well, yeah, it has its quirks, but these are 2 experienced players. They're there's a difference between a brain freeze and UI being UI. That's a different matter, I'd say. Poor Randiv. Oh god. Got tunneled vision onto the combat, which he played really well, and then he forgot to do stake.
high-fiving himself, and then he forgot to stake Barry.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Well, that kind of counteracts the whole thing with not being able to kill Mina. The fact he got 8 points out of it. So.
Yeah, that's more than he would have gotten from Mina.
Yeah, but in fact, if she'd lost a money trail, then.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that
could be more valuable. Depends on how you view
factoring
things.
the losses. That's true. Yep.
I mean, it's Money Trail and 2 other events, so you don't know.
Right.
You know, that could be if she's holding it. I mean, typically you don't put precious things on her, but if Van Helsing never got a chance to trade off her before she fought and she died, you don't know what gets punted.
Nice banter, Randiv. My master plan to deny you layers.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about that as a silver lining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, everyone knows. Spencer needs to flip up his strategy now because everyone knows he likes his slayers. Yeah. And then maybe that's why he's losing the tournament. He needs to get back to the way he knows.
It's tricky.
He plays them very effective.
Yeah, I think you can get caught out with them where I think even with Kazi's been showing this. I think Spencer was also showing it to the European League that, there's a moment where you can turn on the layer strategy and make it work. But there are other times where, you create lots of layers, but if the hunters can surround you and kill you before the layers reach maturation point or start becoming a problem, then you're just revealing your location to the hunters, which is not necessarily an advantage. It just depends on the part of the map and how the hunters are equipped, and there's a lot of things with this game. There's just so many factors involved.
Yeah, I mean, I barely understand layers as a concept. I remember I think the last game that I was on the channel was the one where Rossco had to remind me, you can click the button that says layer. You're just throwing away these spaces and not doing anything with them, and at the very least you can cycle cards. I was like, oh right,
Yeah,
you can do that.
I did wonder. Yeah, it was kind of relatively late into the game. I thought, right, if he was going to use them, he would have. So I need to say otherwise. And then it was like, revelation in week 4.
Right.
And then I was like, right, okay, we can still win, but just want to let you know you can use layers.
Yeah. After I have this whole long trail of aristocratic vampires and saboteurs and just all the garbage rats.
There's one point I think you did mature rats at one point. I was just like, nah, that maybe might not be the move. It has no mature effect at all.
Just 0 value. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a response. There was a moment where I intended to, like, a hunter moved onto a space and I ambushed, and then I was like, oh wait, that was a dumb move. I should have kept it a mystery to burn the night action and then get the damage anyway. And so the next time I got a prompt when I think someone was coming out of the hospital and I could have had a free hit with wolves, I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep this secret and force the night action, and so I didn't do any damage.
Oh no.
This is why I'm not in the tournament.
That was like me. I had a practice game against Edward Scissorhands, and I was doing like some malarkey in Spain, and I'd hidden in Alicante, and I had like a spy and bodyguards. And I was like, right, I'll do the spy, then him with bodyguards, blah blah blah. And he jumps onto it, and then I'm like, wait, I'm not going to hit him. I'm going to make him search it. And someone was like, no, that was an idiotic move. I should have hit him with the spy, and then he hits bodyguards. But then, literally, the next turn, my vampire matured, and it wiped not the hide, but it wiped the Alicante card, and the hide remained on the trail but face up. And Edward was so confused. Then later, I waffled back to Alicante, but because the hide was there, he was so confused, like, where are you? I was like, yeah, that hide is not attached to anything anymore. He was just a poor guy. That was a very brutal lesson for him, but it's fine. That's part of the learning process. Yeah. Weird one.
I've had this in Baltic, I had that, and it was like, as you say, it was the same thing, burnt it, but left the hide card, and I can't remember what I was playing, but they checked everywhere, they went, right, what the fuck is I've checked everywhere, and I was like, ignore this, and I just said, like, ignore that card as a hide, because I was like, it's not fair that was written off that way as well, and he did check everywhere, and it was like, you can almost hear the brain kind of going, I've not missed anything. This can't be
Yeah.
happening. What? I was like, just to save your sanity, ignore that card as a hide.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works.
You'd think it would. I don't know, would it matter? Like if in
no.
that scenario, if the Munich is burned, the hide card is revealed anyway. Would that be a...
No, it's just the way I've checked in the rules reference and it's done correctly through there. I was going to say, going back to Munich and things, where do we think he's wolf form to? Do you want to put our guesses in?
53.
Yeah, just head east if you think there's very limited movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd likely agree with you, to be honest. It's such a powerful move.
Darwin's out of commission in Italy. Seward's not really. I mean, Seward and Van Helsing aren't really near him yet. And he can get a good trail placed down by the time they get there.
And Uncharted Carriage being used, so unless they've picked up the other one.
They could get Seward could get to Mina and do like a psychic bomb, but even then he managed to get out of there. But could still go to Barry and then excellent weather to 55.
Yeah, to get ahead
Could
of
get
us.
to 53. I was sitting here thinking it would be 11, but yeah, 53 would be better.
The reason I say that, mate, is because it's one of those routes again that for some reason Scot-sword's screwed me over in this on a couple of games. It's one that you just don't naturally see.
Right.
Well, I don't. I can kind of you sort of go right Munich to 49 or 11, but 53 for some reason it's like, oh, that does work. So
It
just doesn't look like it's connected.
It's so so far, even though you can see the connection very clearly. There's something about the way the map is like stretched. It's in the same in the real version too. It looks so far east. It's like the Marseille to Nuremberg one, because you only look at everything like 2 away, like Geneva, right that. But you see Zurich, but you just, even though the connection is there, it's like it's so far northeast that you just like your brain does something. It's like nah, there's no way. Like, I've checked everywhere. Off you go. And then he's like, you were running around in. I was piling into Spain trying to find you, and you just go on Nuremberg, Prague, Vienna, Budapest, and you were just off on a nice merry trail, just pissing yourself at me.
36 to 41 was always my favourite. And I think you're right. It's psychologically, it's almost like because it's going through effectively 3 countries. You kind of go. You can't rule form into 3 countries, so you kind of just rule it out as you must be in Zurich, and it's like just a great move. Just how the brain plays around with it. But I think going east would be the best move for him because again, Darming's now left to South Italy, so he can throw a few things down and and then even go back to the sea if he wants.
The map is very cleverly designed in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had some very tricky plays from Venice as well.
Yeah, that's right. We had from Vienna going westward, Venice. That's one that I like. I do like. I'm not competing, so I can say all this stuff. I like wolf forming from Nuremberg to Venice. Oh, nice vampire there.
Clear. Okay, good.
Does that buy him time? 1, 2,
8 to 6.
1, 2. Yeah, it would buy him time. Yeah,
Yeah.
and just get it now out of the way. Yeah, because again, Venice like the last place they check normally. Yeah, it's nice. Vienna's been kind of the MVP city of the first stage so far. We've had 2 wolf forms from there, which have just been devastating.
Yeah, I definitely remember that one game with was it Quincy with Kasich?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Oh, and I watched it back from Quincy's perspective. That's just ridiculous. Is this hypnosis?
Be a good move.
Could be.
I mean, it has to be hypnosis, right? There's no way it's not. Psychic scans, no.
Yeah.
I guess
Kind
Gadam.
of back into
No. I guess Gadam
unless
is.
he's wanting to.
You have to walk up to deal with Munich.
Okay, so Sue's... Okay.
There definitely seems to be a lack of movement. I don't know. Maybe the horses are just stuck at the bottom.
Yeah, it's possible. There's 4 cards left.
I've never had all 3 at the bottom. I've had it where I've had 2 in the very last 2 of the deck. And it sucks because you prepare horse economies. Yeah, you prepare horse economy for ages, and then you don't get any horses out, and it's just like, oh, why? It's like Gyro's game last night. He was commenting about it. He just said, yeah, horse economy from hell. He just couldn't. couldn't roll a 2 for love or money. It was very.
Pusa was having a tough time with it as well.
Oh, in his game, it's part of Joe. All right. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I need to watch that game.
I think that's when you have to balance up and kind of how long do you keep digging through for the things, and then you kind of move it and think, well, do we just get rid of it? And it depends where Dracula is on the map. If you've got good rails, sometimes just use the rail. You know, I've seen some players like struggle to get to a location. You could burn a 2 and get there straight away, but it's like, I don't want to burn that because I've got fast horse trades. Like, well, but you're not going to get there unless you use this. So it's kind of, it's all about just weighing up what's the best strategy at what time.
I think that's.
Oh, if he has gone east here, he's just been bought so much time.
Yep. Oh, Rook, you were going to say?
Oh yeah, I was just going to say, I think that's one of the things that makes this game so engaging, is that you can't count on one strategy to always be the best in any given situation. You always have to be adapting to the situation on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh man, where could he be now? Like, yeah, he could be as far as... I mean, he could be down Ionian coast already. He could be up in like Bucharest. He could have snaked. He's got so much time. He could have even be going like into Galat. He snakes around the long way. Really?
Yeah.
Is this? Oh, is he going to play Hypnosis now?
That's what I was wondering. Why just be telegraphed to start with Hypnosis?
So, I mean,
All right. Nope.
Okay. It's almost impossible. Unless he'd somehow, like, he's now going back into Genoa, but you would never do that. Oh, I really hope he didn't misclick and he meant to play Hypnosis. Ooh.
Well,
you
can't brain freeze twice. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there's
a
some
fast
horses.
horse.
Oh, never mind. Not so fast.
And it's a Scooby roll.
Mm-hmm.
Got to bring in Strider for the horse commentary.
Oh.
Hey, slow down a minute. Hey, horses, fucking hell, tough crowd.
Yeah, you don't have to bring in Strider for the horse jokes. We got Rossco.
I mean, someone's got to do a Munich too. I assume it's Godalming, because he's the one with stake, so... Oh yeah, that was the vampire less stake, yeah. Is he still... Yeah, normal things.
I wonder if he gets... Godalming could... I mean, we say this. He has left Germany, so he could have now gone north. He could be... Because now Van Helsing's back off the UK, he could be up north ready to go to sea.
Yeah.
And then you've got to work out, is he going to go to sea from Valona? Or he could be in Germany, and if he leaves there by the time they get to Germany to do a psychic scan, doesn't matter. And if there's a one ocean, you could be like 55-5. Oh, is he back in Italy? So
he could have been sneaky and gone wolf form to 44. So if they scan Germany, he's not detected. If they go into Austria, they'll detect him, but it's the wrong Austria-Hungary. He's going up north. Yeah, but they should still have an excellent weather about because they didn't get used. And the money trail would be quick, but oof, yeah. I assume he just made the safe playing on east, but maybe not.
Never know. If he was going to pivot to a lair strategy, is there a particular place that he would be looking to move?
Not really. There are no lairs on the board because of that vampire mature. There are no lairs. So it's not like he has anywhere to aim for, and it was Italy, so I guess.
Right. Well, I was thinking about like a new setup.
The east would be best for it because it's very difficult for Huns to resupply properly, and their movement is a lot more limited. Oh, Jesus, so it's
so that could be another argument for moving east.
yeah.
But the layer strategy can kind of work anywhere. We've seen it work in Spain sometimes. You go around Santander to Mediterranean, then you wolf form back into Spain and can do some really nasty things with it. So it's stacked, but is this a stake or a horse that he's got? He might... Oh, I don't know. This is very strange. If he gets a fang attack... Oh, nice crucifix.
Ooh, nice crucifix.
Nice crucifix. Do you like a crucifix?
It's not very... surprise crucifix was not really a surprise now. He knows he's got it, but it did its job. It kills the vampire. If he gets a fangs in here, and that's then counted out... not neglected. It sort of cancelled out the vampire layer.
Right. Because going to 7 brings it back to 2 more moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, strength. Oh,
Wow.
good.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Good play by the vampire there.
Yep, that was a good strength.
To realise that he's being aggressive. This is what I said. Randiv often plays aggressive on these vampires. It's only Wednesday of second week. There's so much stuff has happened so far.
Oh yeah, it's 8 points.
And the vampire with the double encounter in Munich and the crucifix.
There's the fangs.
Crucifix.
Oh,
Whoa.
it's the knife.
Oh, he's got the whole cutlery drawer there.
So it's knife, crucifix, the whole cutlery drawer.
I know he's revealed
Fags,
everything.
give me a fags back in your mouth, vampires, since you don't want to play with me.
But did you expect the spoon?
I've brought a spork. Dun, dun, dun.
It'll do for a steak.
Oh my god. That's just that's per Simpsons like sketch in my head now. It's like the one who's like,
yeah.
Do you want to? Oh, I can't remember what it is. Like the guy goes down in front of a bar or something. It's just like with a spoon in his hand. It's like, this is a knife, and he was like, no, it's not. It's a spoon. Oh, you've played knifey spoony before.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't
No.
think that'll-
Not adjacent. Yeah.
Well, if he's been sneaky, that might have worked out. But no, if he's playing standard Dracula, then he's far away from them.
Even if he'd gone up to 9 to try and get to the North Coast, he could have been revealed, hoping Van Helsing would have gone past. But
Yeah.
I think his item cards, decks will get renewed shortly, so that'll make sure everyone's got fast horses once that's done.
The only one hired scouts. If you got one of them, that would have been handy. You could have easily just ruled out, like as you said, 53-49. And that makes it much easier. Then Grammy could just rail up to 11 or something, and then that just rules out the whole east. Yeah.
They only discarded 1 stake, so the hunters are pretty much geared up for fighting vamps, which is fine.
And Seward's just geared up to fight general.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, he did reveal everything he had, but he killed the vampire really efficiently, so he didn't give it many points. So that's maybe that's what you need to do.
And that was a crucial point.
Yeah.
And if he does a trade later, he can just swap all that stuff around, so Dracula doesn't know.
Well, that's what because he traded with Mina, and the Speedy Telegraph came out before she checked Italy. So I wonder if he took a second knife off her to jump on Munich, knowing that he hasn't got a stake, but he can take out the Reckless with two knives and a crucifix.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I wonder if he was going to take holy bullets off Mina just to kind of then, she's got the rifle, but now she's got another weapon instead of that. But she obviously still has that. She's just showing the rifle.
Yeah.
Okay, the trail's building up again, though. That's the.
Yeah, where's the movement going to come from? We've only revealed 1 horse, and that was a slow rolling. Like, where's all the other movement going to come from? Yeah, this is not ideal.
He hasn't been moving much by rail, so his economy might be set up. He's just waiting to get the horses. That's why he's being a bit more cautious with Van Helsing railing 2 down and all the rest. It's just road by road to get there. Okay, so there's one.
There's another horse.
Oh, and Godalming has the other.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, 49?
No.
Not 49.
Well, 53.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's why, because everyone checks 49. That's why 53 is almost, you can, even though you're on the rail line, you are undetected for that a little bit longer, which might be enough. Even if you went, the standard way, you could be down in Salonika by now, or Valona, for example.
I like the fact that there's not a road connecting Sarajevo to Szeged either, so you have to fast horse back round there. You can't just.
Yeah,
Why can't I get there?
It's
There's no
really
road between
awkward.
those two.
Yeah, that
You've
lack.
got to get a good horse roll to get back to 53.
Absolutely. Unless you just move normally and go to Belgrade. No, look at Gyro. He's spying on what's going on. He's got a very, very much a vested interest in the result of this game.
Yeah, it sounded like it from your recap earlier.
He wants. I mean, Spencer beat him earlier, but you now want Spencer to do him a favour to beat Randiv. It's all hotting up.
Right, Psychic Bond Germany. But I mean, by now he could be out. If he has gone north, if he's at the coast, because he could have bypassed, because Van Helsing's jumped to Berlin. If he had done the strategy you said, mate, and gone 44 then north, Van Helsing would have found him after the Wolf Trail.
Yeah. That's true.
Unless, of course, he's gone. Mind you, he could have gone Wolf on 44, come back into 41.
Means if Seward rolls slow and he can only check Belgrade, well, that doesn't tell you anything, because maybe he went around the long way. Sophia would arguably be a better check, because he's going to be probably trying to head down to Ionian. He needs to heal too.
Yeah.
The good thing was Evil Presence kind of worked well, because he tried to go in behind Van Helsing. 9, 51 and 24 would have been revealed.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah.
I think he has done the.
Unless he, depending on the timing, if he managed to get to 8 by the time that triggered, I don't know if he did. He might have had enough time. Well, that's now another problem. That's another problem they've got to deal with.
And I can sympathise with Randiv, because you've given away these points. It wasn't earned, if you like. It was a misclick. So you're annoyed at yourself about that. It's like, fuck, as if you don't want to give any advantage to the other player, but when you misclick, it's like, right, okay.
But it's a shame.
But then I agree with you. Like, it's easy in hindsight to say that. But then imagine if he staked Bari and then he got really caught up with Rome and Florence and what was the next place? Genoa or Venice or whichever it was. And he lost so much time with Godalming rather than actually doing things he needed to do, like supply and get these horses and so on. Then you maybe argue that he might have still just lost potential, like days worth of actions, and other things might have started maturing. So you just have to just go with it. Just like, well, yeah, I've given up 8 points. It's down to 6 now because of that, but I'm really well supplied, or better supplied than I would have been. I think they're all holding. Van Helsing hasn't got many events, but all the others are fully, stocked up on events, so they are strong.
I think because Godalming committed those cards to get down there, chartered carriage, all the rest of it, you want to then basically have a goal at the end of doing that. You don't want to burn the cards for no reason.
No, I agree.
It still took a while to get back out of Italy, so you can do that. At least you're saving the points. You can then stock up in Naples as you work your way back up and let the other 3 move around. If you just jumped on him and you misclicked, it's like, oh shit. But chartered carriage is a big card you want to keep. So.
No, I agree. But I just you have to try and view any positives that you can out of it. But I agree. Right. I agree with you. Like,
okay.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that hurts.
Oh, I just assumed his economy was fixed. Oh man.
We need to hear Strider's horse death rattle.
Yeah, we don't have a sound effect for that one yet.
Oh, well, dead.
Strider. Leave an onomatopoeia in the comments if you watch this video.
Oh wow! So yeah, I mean he did go east, which we expected him to, but now without horses, this is going to make things very awkward for him.
Well, the deck is about to reset.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
so
but
there is that. But it's still terrible.
Yeah. So they're going to have to spend time supplying and not dealing with the trail. If it's Seward who wants to get horses, he's in an area where supplying is going to be really awkward. The big cities are placed in positions which are very awkward then to get back out of. Unless you have a chartered carriage to get out of Bucharest or something. Yeah, that's really rough.
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
And because he can't let anything mature, because obviously if his rumor token matures, that's game. Yeah.
Right, and that's that downside coming back. All those points you gave up to get yourself stocked up.
Yeah.
The good thing is he didn't use stake on Munich's Dracula,
Yeah.
the vampire. Sorry, so he has got a stake to get rid of these couple of vampires.
Yeah, I was looking. I think there's 2 stakes in the discard, and there's only 1 card left in the deck. So
There's definitely 2. Well, there's at least 1 stake kicking around. Probably 2. Let's be honest.
yeah,
Unless he got real lucky. But then, yeah, one of them was for Vampire Layer. So, and one was just discarded right now. So, that tells me that whoever discarded the stake probably has a stake already, or just has much better things. But if Sue's got 2 knives, Heavenly has already been burned, I think Adalmi's already got a stake. But the question is, does he have the movement now to get to this vampire? Is the movement reliable? Because if we know there's a bad ticket in the deck. Oh yeah, this is a very awkward situation. If his horse economy gets fixed like really quickly, he might be able to save these encounters. But oh, there's Aggie.
oh, there's Sister Agatha, for real.
There's ally, because if you've got surprise return, you can bring Jonathan back when you need. But if you're gonna, there's chance are you could be jumping on Drac soon. So get Aggie in your corner.
I'd do the opposite. I'd do the opposite. I'd search with her to find out a little bit more about this trail, and then when you go into combat with Dracula, use surprise and return to get Aggie back in.
That makes sense.
You can use surprising before the combat starts. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really nice little thing. I mean, we assume he's gone. Well, you know he's going to Sarajevo, so Szeged, Klausenburg, Bucharest. All Belgrade. Yeah, we don't know if it's. We don't. Because of that connection between Belgrade and Klausenburg.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's Bucharest or it could have gone 11 Klausenburg, Belgrade,
Yeah, that's true.
or Budapest, Szeged, Belgrade. There's so many different ways he could have gone.
There's a lot of permutations here.
Yeah.
And now with no Harker in play, they're not going to get to this Wolfhorn location, I don't think.
Hyde being on the trail has held because obviously it means that he has just been one city at a time, so they don't have to worry about jumping on somebody.
No, what?
Is he staking?
Oh, he's staking layers now. Yeah, that's the layer in Munich he just did.
Okay.
Maybe he meant a night supply,
Off the
not
track.
such.
Yeah, track it. At a time, don't panic, Mr. Baronet. It's only the end of the second week.
Don't panic, Mr. Redry. Don't panic.
In freeze number 2.
We're doomed.
We're doomed!
It's the one thing I know about this show. What was it? Dad's Army? Was that it?
That's the one. Hey, well done.
Man.
Wow, you've got a very good memory. From
I have the
one random video.
strangest memory. Some things just stick in my head way more than even I would expect. And then other things that I would expect to remember just fly right out.
Things I spent years studying, don't remember them. A very specific piece of trivia, that's the one.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's always the way it is, because the stuff that you remember is because you enjoyed it. It wasn't forced upon you through education or some other mandatory requirement. It's like, I remember the stuff that I like. The trouble is, it's not of any use at all.
Yeah. It's what you've got the emotional attachment to.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, oh, okay. Just throw quotes out there and everyone stares at me. It's like, it's a quote, you know? Oh, okay, well, I enjoyed that.
There's still risks here, because I'm thinking, like, if Dracula is making a move, like, from 55 to Athens, for example, we could end up in a situation where you have renewed vigor and potentially double sense of emergency. And if Seward is well supplied, which we know he is, I know he's revealed everything, but Dracula can't stop all of that stuff. And if Gadalmi's been supplying a lot, he's got stakes, so he's going to have to trade before going, potentially. That's still, there's a lot of potential there.
Seward's down to 3, so he's got his crucifixes, 2 knives.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't got anything. Yeah, he hasn't got anything else. Events are fine for him as well. There's prompts before they start, so there is something there they've got. There's plenty of time. It's not.
No, it's
Always
not
at
that
risk when
late.
your hunters. You're like, oh, there's points on the board, and I can't find him, and
Feed.
there's always.
Oh,
It's,
Wow.
oh, no prompt, so no renewed vigor. Oh, I mean
That's
that's good.
Speedy Telegraph. That's what they had. That was
Yeah.
prompt.
Well, that's
Yeah, that was it.
well, that's amazing news for Dracula. He can just feed for free, and he knows if he's in for Lona, he can still get 2v1'd, but if it's Salonica, he's absolutely safe here. I mean, Seward might walk in, but does Seward want to? That's the question. And he must be on Fog.
Yeah.
There was that trade with Van Helsing over the night, so
That's-
Seward has something.
Yeah, that's a good point. Could easily be a full warned extra movement with a sense of emergency, maybe. They've got to find this wolf. Imagine if this is a hoax or something. Oh.
A hoax would be really bad.
Yeah. They have to stop the rumor token, and they got the other thing before. Oh man, yeah, this is just they have to start moving. Oh, I have my heart in my mouth until every time he rolls now. Unless I've seen him doing tickets. I haven't seen him do tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so he can't
It's
stop
terrifying.
that. Yeah, not just he's rolling slow, but the fact if it's gonna die, that's just gonna be GG
Right.
already. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, as hunters, you just want this mature to be something really dud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, he's found the rumor token, and he's got time,
That's good.
so he
That's
can
good info.
he can supply if he wants to, or he can just fight it. Unless he's been given like heroic leap, so if it's a reckless, he'll just one-shot it, so he doesn't have to worry about fighting it. That's a possibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hunters are really got their backs against the wall at the moment, but you never can count them out.
Very true, my friend.
I think we've
I'd be
seen.
tempted to bring Van Helsing down to Mina, keep them there, and try and get Godalming and Seward to kind of. You don't want to overcommit, and if he does go to the ocean, at least then these other guys can start distributing what they need. So.
Oh, maybe.
Oh,
Yep.
oh.
Oh, wait. What?
Quite what I meant. Kind of
well,
similar. I see what he's doing. Yeah. He's
Yeah,
getting
it
the
was.
South Coast.
Yeah, he can get to Marseille, and that's decent because that's getting even further ahead of where Dracula's going to go. Oh wait, what? Mina's moving? Oh, well, I mean, maybe he's just desperate. He wants to try. Oh, maybe. Oh, he can actually reach Szeged now, or Budapest.
Sarajevo, because he's trying to wait there to try and sneak out of.
Oh. Oh well, that's not going to mature anymore. Oh wow. Okay, that actually
There
worked
it
out.
is.
That worked out pretty well.
Yep.
This is what's amazing. That trail, which looks so ominous 2 moves ago, 2 or 3 get cleared, and you're like, oh, actually, it's not as bad as you think. It's all about the, you kind of your anticipation of what you're walking into is more worrying. But throwing down shit here, it's like, oh, there's a rat. So you're like, oh, great.
And not knowing. Oh, it wasn't a heroic leap or escape route. Oh, okay. This is risky.
Mm.
Drac knows what he's got. We know he's all fanged up, so.
But then strengths could break everything, but you can bait out the strengths maybe, or just escape against a strength. Do you mesmerize the vampire? But then there's a crucifix. It's kind of a. Oh, again, it could be a very bloody fight, one way or the other.
Yeah, it could be like knives getting slashed by Seward, claws on the vampires.
Yeah.
Standing in the centre of the ring, just swinging.
Oh, he's going for the mesmerize.
Wow, paid off.
Yeah, that's because like the bad thing about mesmerizing somebody early like that is then fanging it doesn't kill Seward, but actually he gets a point out of it because it's a knight. So, but then things he's got so many anti-fang items, he's not going to fang him anyway. So it just means his knives do less damage, and that's just great. So
you can bait out both the strengths. And you're like, right, okay, he's got to then be hoping that he draws at least 1 clause, or you can't not play a card in this. You can't skip around, so he could do some damage if he fangs, regardless, and he could kill him. inadvertently because the vampire is forced to play the cards they got.
Mm.
Can't escape his miss because Crucifix is there.
Yeah, no escape is bad either. Yeah, this is. I think. Yeah, but then if you claws, you're going to take lots of damage unless he plays Crucifix. But the fact that Mesmerize, he's not going to die as fast. So, yeah. And then maybe Randiv will realize, oh, the best thing he can do is strength me, or claw me. So I'm just going to escape now. It depends on what Dracula's drawn. Let's see. Here's the claws. Escape. Oh.
Oh.
Yikes, that's like worst case scenario for hunters. Taking damage and then not doing anything back. And now Dracula knows he can mesmerize for free.
Well, he does have punch.
Oh, yeah, but that's very risky.
Which is Randiv.
Well, yeah, maybe.
He's like, have a punch!
And meanwhile, Dracula's saying there's like, I could have done double strength. I could have played claws. Which all counter your punch. No, you actually just play punch. Yeah, that was a great result there for the vampire. That's the only problem with Crucifix. When it lands, it's amazing. It hurts. Does it hurt him?
Yeah.
But
don't.
When that's the problem. It's passive. That's the issue. Oh, I do like this plotting. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Fair enough.
Did not see that one coming.
Very good.
Same with Garlic. Garlic's all well and good, but when plotting's played, you're like,
yeah, another good.
You want to have a tool, that was good for combat.
Yeah, I mean, the fact you got hit with those 4 health with the claws could have easily panicked, but to get out of there without taking anything out, well played.
Suit can heal up, as we know, like fucking Wolverine, so he'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got the claws, he's got the mutant healing factor.
That's right.
He's got spandex underneath his tunic.
I mean, he could supply tomorrow, heal at night, and then he searches it the day before it matures, and yeah, he might just get lucky and get a stake if this deck resets. I might get his horse back. Oh wait, what? Did he check Szeged? He didn't check Szeged again. Oh, there's a mob. Oh, and it hits both of them. Oh shit. Oh yeah, he should have searched that. Maybe he was scared it was another vampire, and it's Mina, so I mean I kind of understand it. Oh man, but now that makes... I mean, it doesn't kill them, and then the thing after it won't kill them, but it makes things a bit more awkward. Yeah, and that's an interesting point. Imagine he's in Sarajevo, and he's like, I'm going to feed in Sarajevo, I'll fake I'm on a port. And then he's actually now in Zagreb. And he will form pass next turn.
So I could go back to Munich. I need to check once this is off. I'm just checking. There's no layers. He hasn't layered Munich.
No. So... Or he did, but it got staked. It got searched.
Oh yeah, that's right. So he did. Yeah. So that might have actually made up his mind. Oh well, I'll go back to that layer.
And he knows if Godalming bumbles into him, Godalming's only got one weapon or one fighting card because he's got a stake. And then Mina we don't know much about, but she's revealing a rifle. And she has a horse, so she can only have one other thing, and she's quite weak now because of that mob. So you feel if he is in Zagreb, he is kind of safe about it. I'd almost kind of like...
She's kept the holy bullets that she had, so you can deduce it. You know what she's got with a...
Oh, now they're rolling well. Okay, maybe the horse economy has been fixed. Oh.
Check 49.
Oh no, hasn't gone for the sneaky move.
Okay, rules out.
That was a good check, though.
Yeah.
But we still don't know. Has he gone to Klausenburg or Belgrade after Szeged? I mean, I reckon it's Klausenburg because it's just further away and it's really awkward to get to, but...
Going for it.
Oh, right, my portrait didn't change. That was Seward, right. Oh, wow, he didn't even heal.
Shit.
I mean, 5 health's okay, but if he's going to be aggressive and Dracula knows he's going to be aggressive, he's just going to stay in the fight. Oh.
That was strange. He did have enough time. He could have just kept supplying.
Yeah.
At least.
Or at least double heal if he didn't want to supply. If I would have supplied in the day, then healed at night, and then gone for it. Maybe he wants to get 2 goes at it. But if he gets really beaten up here, he's not going to have health to deal with it the second time.
He's maybe thinking though Spencer might try and kill Seward because of the health, so you try and bait out, the claws, then you just kill him with your knives.
Maybe. But he needs to get 2 hits with the knives, that's the thing, 'cause it's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good strength immediately. I mean, it makes sense. That's what Dracula going to do. He's just going to play strength and mesmerize as much as he can until he runs out, and then he can just escape his miss. And then even if the crucifix cancels it, who cares? He doesn't take damage. Or he can wait 1 turn and then escape his miss when the crucifix has been used.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, nice claws.
Good.
Okay, so they're trading 2 damage for 1. Oh no, for 2 damage for 3.
Yep.
Is there a great strength in play? Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, that could be the deciding factor behind this aggression.
Very risky though.
Extremely risky.
Yeah, because if he gets out of this, he still has to face this Reckless without a stake. So then he's got to wait another couple of days to get his health back. So he needs to try and take him out now. And then
he needs to try and get the killing blow when great strength is used. He might maybe dodge to bait out his strength. That is a possibility.
I was going to say you could dodge, yeah, because even if Potter was played, it doesn't really matter. You can still play what you need to get out of that. It depends what he draws.
But then the vampire can then just escape next turn.
You could switch between the 2 knives and escape if he gets a missed. Yeah. I think he's come into this wanting to kill him now. The approach to take it down without healing, I think, is he's just wanting to get him out of the game. Now, okay.
Right.
Knife. Yeah.
Here we go.
Great strength.
Strength.
No.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Okay. Well, that's and the vampire.
And the vampire's still alive.
Oh.
Oh yikes.
Was okay.
That's a rough one.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a Reckless there. Albeit 1 health, but that's still
has to be dealt with, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
can't ignore that. That's the end of the game.
Exactly. If the hunters are dealing with that, they're not dealing with Dracula, and that's what Dracula wants. Even though it's like second week, it's not Fury of Dracula. But look at the points he's getting.
Just burnt 2 knives and a crucifix, 4 events on Seward.
I dread to think what's on it. Yeah.
There was no alerts before, so it wasn't like an RV or something. But
still,
hand to get rid of.
They could have been like CG and what else? Oh no, he gets hide scouts. Consecrated ground.
Could be anything.
What else? Sense of emergency, chartered carriage.
Ona Salonica, right? Okay.
He just feels completely safe there, which makes sense.
Yeah, the trail is revealed, but there's not much they can do about it.
No.
And then if Mina doesn't find this location correctly and it could just be another vampire and it just wins in the game automatically, or it could be a hoax and he gets unearthly swiftness and then he wins the game. There's just too many things that could just go wrong.
Yeah. At this stage, you wouldn't even if the Reckless gets killed and you've got a vampire behind it, it's like, great, that's fine. Vampire Layer's been played, so we know that's gone. He doesn't have to worry about that.
Yep.
It's still Sunday though. It's not over. He does have a long time if he's trying to wait that out. If they can neutralise these cards in the trail, then it's a restart all over again for the next week. But it's a big call.
Yeah, just so many things can go wrong. He could pick the wrong location here before Bucharest. Even if he does pick the right one, it could be something that delays Mina. Okay. And then even if she's delayed and Gadami has the stake to deal with Bucharest, he might roll slow so he doesn't get there, even though the course economy seems better. Wait. You're not dealing with... Ooh.
Wow.
I mean... This is aristocratic.
Aristocratic or hoax. Because often hoaxes can be played in Clouds of Berg, because it's off the rail line, it's easy to forget about. And he gets unearthly swiftness, and that's it. And then Dracula can do it in such a way that he just doesn't
Because you throw down the
Oh.
aristocratic,
Whoa.
oh well, there you go. As that compounds it. If you've got what's he saying, GG?
And I said lol. Is the odds that bad? 1, 2,
Yeah, you
3,
throw the
4, 5, 6,
aristocratic
7,
into
8,
the
9.
one before Bucharest, and they either use a stake and then have to fight the reckless without a stake, get delayed, and then the reckless matures, but this is really
The odds were, yeah, a little bit below normal. You could, yeah. And you got Mystic Research, so it's just easy that higher up in that pile you've got Dracula cards. Sense of Doom. Oh dear, poor Randiv.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I understand though. This
Yeah.
is a grim situation.
The thing is, if this is a hoax mature, Dracula doesn't know if he'll get on Nosy Swift until after he moves, but I mean, maybe he can just bank on it. Or he's also got another card now, so I wonder what he's got.
Hunters are one man down, so that's easier for Drac.
Yeah, they could both jump
Tiny.
onto him though, but then we talked about it before that Mina's revealing stuff. Kadami has a stake. They're not that threatening. Oh wow!
Oh, it is a hoax.
It is a hoax mature. Holy moly!
My choice is wrong today, so choose something I know is wrong to break the spell.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, you get those games sometimes. You just get caught.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
GG.
Jesus.
GG.
Played.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, he can't feed, but he's on 13 health. Wow. He can just hide to win. Unless he misclicks. Oh, wait, what? Oh, you could have had 2 more IDS, Spencer, but okay, fair enough. Whatever you want, mate. GG. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
GG.
Spencer is coming back with a vengeance after a couple of rough, probably his first 3 games were a bit rough for him. Even the win wasn't awfully convincing, I think he would admit that, but yeah, that's 2 wins on the trot now today. It's actually Captain Jai will probably be quite happy with that. It's actually worked out for him.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, when you got these kind of games, your allegiances switch so quick between each game. 1 minute is like, I want you to win. It's like, I want you to lose now. So that's... it's turning out to be... it's going to be, again, another one. Look at all the groups. They're all fights for second. It's a close tournament.
It is very...
The quality has not let up since the first game. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, it's really been. I was saying this on Strider's stream the other day. It's been an embarrassment of riches. Just the content that we've been able to spectate and the levels of play that are we're seeing. It's astonishing.
It really is, and it's not participating in the tournament. I was saying that at Scot-sword. I enjoy watching the matches. That they're good, close. Even the games that finish an hour and 10, you're like, oh, what happened there? But even that is crammed, full of incident. Which is absolutely fantastic. So
I think just it's even more so now with the way the tournament's been structured, in the way that even in the first stage there's a lot of jeopardy involved. So you're having to fight for play. There's no first, second, third. It's all the same. You're having to fight. Those places really matter because it will depend on if you get first in the group and you just sail through to the final league and you can watch everybody else battle it out. And then now people are starting to eye up who is going to be their opponent in the second stage because it's public knowledge who how the draw is going to be done because it was done in advance. So you're starting to eye up I'm going to be playing him, and as you said, the quality of the games have just been fantastic. And even in that one, it's quite a quick game by comparison. The last few games I've done have all been close to the 2-hour mark. But then even then, there's a lot going on. You had the misclick in Bari, but then you got the 8 points from that. The fight in Munich, which could have gone really badly, but the Hunters got out, unscathed and dealing full damage. It was just, the horse.
There was a misclick on the layer in Munich as well, which was a bit of a delay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the lost horse. And then
that
the fight,
one really hurt.
The fight in Bucharest.
The double fight with Seward there. That was also rough.
I thought the way he jumped on it, he had something there to get rid of him, but he must have just thought, I'll just jump on and throw the get the right draw at the right time. But
I don't know. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I mean, and we were talking about this too. With Kazi, and then we've talked about it, Rossco, that the game is hard, and then not only on top of that, you've got the league is like it's a war of attrition. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You have to maintain your form throughout the entire league. You can't just turn on and off like a tap. Like, I'm going to play really well today. I'm not going to play very well today. You have to keep going for the entire time, otherwise you're going to get your comeuppance against anybody. It doesn't matter if it's an experienced player or a slightly newer player. Everyone's at that quality now where you can be punished very, very easily. So you've got that, and then the fact you've got outside external factors. You've got work and family commitments and all that other stuff, and then just mood and health and all that sort of thing. And that then just creates, there's so much uncertainty about the game.
Yep.
Which obviously it's very fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, all the different factors contribute, and the construction of the tournament is, I think I've really been enjoying this this tournament structure. I think it makes for some very interesting matches right from the start.
Yeah.
And as you said,
it gets you've got to start winning from day one. So people are going to be slightly more or less cautious than perhaps they would be in other games, which makes for great viewing.
Mm-hmm. And you got someone like Spencer, who's I think was maybe experimenting a little bit in the first couple of games, but now today at least, I haven't seen any of the other games, but today at least has turned on the style with 2 wins. I think the win against Gyro was very close. He's now got a big we talked about it. That's a big IDS swing. He's now got and has closed that gap up with Randiv. It all makes for very strange bedfellows. Like as you said, like you'll be cheering. You want to beat somebody one game, and then literally a couple of hours later or a day later, you'll be cheering on your previous opponent to beat somebody else. It's all a bit messed up, really. But
Mettking and Pizza Wizard are playing just now. Are they in a league game planned, or are they just doing a friendly?
No, that must be a league game.
They've just started. If you're wanting to.
Oh, it's not too late. Do we try it?
I can't join you for that one.
Okay, mate.
20 to midnight. Oh, that's pushing it. Well,
yeah, it's late. Oh, I didn't realise. I didn't check the time. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we'll lend that one.
I might spectate for a little bit anyway. I mean, I don't know. Any last thoughts before we wrap this up?
No, well played to Randiv and Spencer. It was a good match. Unfortunate for Randiv with his couple of misclicks that he did. That was the only problem with it, but no. And Aruk, it was a pleasure co-commentating with you. Thank you for your input.
Yeah, thank you for having me back on the channel. It's always an honor, and it was definitely an interesting game. Definitely goes to show you all the different things that you have to be juggling and weighing up in your mind, and how the slightest slips in mentality can just really shift the game.
And it creates that snowball effect, right? If one little thing goes wrong for you, you got to just try and keep your nerve and be like, let's play the rest of this game just clean slate. You can't let it build up in your mind, because then just other mistakes kick in, and it's
right. And it's so challenging to do that.
What's that, Rossco? We missed that reference. On you go.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. What you can do.
Yep, exactly. I just hope you get to the end. Exactly. Well, I don't know. Yeah, Captain Gyro just literally sent me a message saying, "Does that mean I advance?" And I'm like, I don't know. I haven't done the maths, mate. I haven't got a clue. It definitely makes his position stronger anyway. That's for certain. I just don't know exactly if that means he's guaranteed first place now. I don't think it does.
You'll have
but
to wait until Sunday. You'll just have to wait with the rest of them.
Well, that's true. You have to wait until Sunday. Not far out to wait, anyway. Well, thank you two for joining. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Nice one. Catch you again, guys.
Yeah, and thank you for watching, everybody. And I shall see you in the next video very soon. Bye-bye.